too. So again, getting in the game, talking about the matchups. He couldn't go Wukong this game because he has his own jungler. Wukong right there. Into the Nasus though, he's got to watch out for all that sustain. Doesn't exactly have the burst early on to take him out. But no matter, team's matching up right here. Very early Pillar of Flame, gonna get some damage down. He's going up against the Deer. It's the Nasus and the Deer. Oh boy, this will be a treat. Such a big fan of both of those champions. Can't wait to see if they can pull anything off, but hopefully not do too well. Because Razinle here is hopefully going to be our winner at the end of the match. Alright. Looking to see where we go here. Jungle Wukong starting blue buff with the help of this team's bot lane. Victor here sitting in the bush, hoping to maybe get an early game laser poke off. As Brand walks back in the lane, but Brand knows better. Gonna walk all the way around. Thirsty for Bleach. What a fantastic summoner name. Really gets their point across. So a Tiger start here, also coming out from the Deer. A little bit more, I don't know, it's even hard to say whether it's more potent ganks. I'm just an all-around fan of the Phoenix. It's easier jungle clear. The ganks are also pretty potent. But we'll see. Razinle already keeping down the Nasus as best he can. Passive almost proc Pillar going down. Trades all across the map going in favor of the red team. That's what we like to see. Excuse me. Oh, nice. The electrocute proc going off. Very good trades going down here in the top lane. The phase dive coming in, waiting for the next time winder. There it is. Not going to get the passive proc though. Already, Brandon jumping Conflagrate into the Pillar. That's going to make the Pillar do extra damage. Make for some very potent trades. Wow, threads the needle. Gets in on the Soraka. Very low health. The Q is going to give her a little bit of HP back, but the exhaust is going to go down on to Tristana. Overall, make for a fairly even trade down there in the bot lane. Lots of action though. Ganks here coming in the top lane. Wukong is going to meet up with Udyr here. Saw this one coming. Monkey diving in. Time Winder coming back. Fail Flash coming out. Turtle stance not enough to keep him alive. And our boy Razinle picking up the first blood. Well done. Parallel Convergence not going to land, but he does have the red and blue buff now. He's going to have a pretty good time here. Going into a Nasus. Tons of Time Winder spams. There's the phase dive. Looking to get the Q off. There it is. Electrocute as well. Going to knock him down to half health. Parallel Convergence. Again, stunning him up. The damage is there. Not enough to finish him off, but still keeping him down. Not too far down, though. He does still have pretty much an even CS score. He had a plethora of potions to keep him in lane. Parallel Convergence there. Now looking to get him down. The Time Winder slowed him up. Stunned up. Time Winder proc there. Not quite enough, though. The Wither slowed that attack speed. Was not able to start up another round of the Echo passive. Direct Camera keeps trying to go down here in the bot lane. We're really expecting to see the trades happen here next. Soraka able to keep this lane constantly healthy. And the trade's constantly going. Here we go. Brand looking to get that damage in there. The Conflagrate right there. The stun is there. The Ignite. Pop. Brand passive. Boom! That's a dead Victor. In the mid lane, Udyr looking to maybe trade back for the blue team here in the bottom lane, sitting around waiting for this gank. But the rocket jump to safety as the wave is pushed up with the cannon wave there. Make an easy call to head back. Not exactly going to be a huge kind of bonus to their team, but even still be able to pick up a call early. And looks like even not still the first stack of the Relic Shield. Phase dive, Time Winder. Getting procced off. I'm not sure what is the Echo passive called. Echo passive, the Z. Wow, that's way too ridiculous. Lots of damage getting traded back. I believe he even jumped past the initial burst of the Spirit Fire. Very well timed. He's keeping the wave constantly pushed though, which is kind of allowing some breathing room for Nasus to come in and grab some CS underneath the turret. But still a little bit less than what he would actually want. 3 Dark Seals though, just realized sitting on the inventory of Razinle. It's going to make his potions extra potent. The potentest of potions. Parallel Convergence, Timewinder going out. Not to mention with the Corrupting Potion burning on top of it. Quite a bit of poke being traded back. Udyr here looking to possibly make his way up into the top side of the jungle. When you are constantly pushed up here, your boy Razinle makes you a prime target. Especially for a primarily melee ganker. He's going to see that Vision Ward though in the brush. Catch that out and take it out. Pinged out and again warded up to keep himself plenty of vision up here in the top lane. Dodges out on the Spirit Fire damage. Not really dodge out, it's kind of an instant pop right there. Pretty difficult to dodge. Just out of range really is probably the better terminology. Brand here's got a little bit of a CS lead, a little bit of CS lead in the mid lane, as well as that kill lead. However, both mid laners are level 6. Here comes the Wukong Udyr trade. Going back, the press the attack is there. Conflagrate and the Pillar of Flame are going to miss, just barely. Wukong, though, trying to flirt here with... He is eventually going to smite away the chicken. We got the roam coming up from the blue team support, trying to find an engage here, possibly. Overall going to fizzle out, not a lot of action going to take place. Conflagration. Conflagrate sounds better, I'm going to go with that. All over the map right now. Directed camera is kind of on steroids. Here we go with the phase dive, the Timewinder. The Wither is down, but he's got the passive proc. That's pretty much all he really wants to get in these engages. Overall, it looks like Tristana's having a real hard time CSing. The wave is pushed up just in a way that Thresh can move in for a very easy zoning here. Which is exactly what they want. Timewinder. Ultimate almost pops. Pillar of Flame. The fancy footwork coming out from Victor. The bob and weave. Very well done from him. Dodges out almost all the damage. The laser going to get traded back. Pillar of Flame is also going to miss. Tristana and Soraka having a real hard time here. They're looking to avoid as many engages as possible, which you really don't want to do when you have the amount of sustain that you do with a Soraka-Tristana combo. Ward's being pinged out. I guess they realize that it's there, but Udyr is nowhere near the bottom lane. Not really sure what's happening there. Wukong pinging to go in. The ultimate is popped. The damage is there. The Victor Storm, not enough to return a kill. Brand going to be the one to grab that one up in the mid lane. We have Razen just constantly in Nasus' face, trading damage back anytime that he walks up. Here comes the stun, the Pillar of Flame, the Brand passive is there, the Nimbus Strike, the Crushing Blow, and then into the ultimate. An easy kill there for Edad on Wukong. Jungler down, I believe that was buffs traded, or refreshed rather. Was already kind of sitting on some. Very well played. Now into a 4-0 lead for the red team. Looking to possibly get some objectives here within the next couple of minutes or so. Ocean Drake is our first dragon. Not exactly worth any sort of engagement. Almost something to fight over, however. could see the pressure start moving there sometime soon, now that Wukong is pretty much strong enough to take that out. You're gonna walk halfway and then burn his teleport in the top lane. Kind of interesting there. He does pick up a early Spectre's Cowl. Parallel Convergence is burned. Damage not related. Trade back. He's pretty low on mana. Razinle is about time to head back to base. He's still got his teleport as well. He'll be able to do that just in time. Grabs up the tome there. Looks like that's about it. The Lost Chapter, excuse me. Here we go. All eyes on Engage right now. Well-timed flash coming out from Soraka. Now we have an extra engagement up here in the top lane. The Time Winder damage is there. Wither has already been procced onto Echo. There comes the phase dive. The extra Time Winder waiting for the passive there. There comes the Chrono Break ultimate. The damage is there, but the Cyclone, not enough. Finishes him off, and Nasus 1v2 is going to live and get a kill out of it. Unfortunately played there. The tower balancing between both members of the red team does not work out in their favor. Not able to trade it off without without Wukong taking too much damage. I just think he didn't do enough. Also, this is one tanky Nasus right now. The Parallel Convergence going down. The damage is there. Almost. He's got blue and red buff now. That means constant healing, constant Spirit Fire spam, as well as the Hungry Strike always going to be coming out there to continually stack his Q. Thresh moving up, looking for the Flay. Misses just barely. Parallel Convergence again. Misses the first proc. Going to get it on the comeback. A little extra movement speed. Doesn't matter. Still going to take that Q right back to the face. Remember, this is a Grasp of the Undying Nasus. Looking for the next Q. The phase dive. Spirit Fire. Going to be enough to finish him off. No kill return there in the top lane. Soraka with the ultimate to keep the rest of her team alive. The Tristana rocket jump trying to keep him alive, and it does. Just barely going to die out the victor here. Brand here trying to stay as close to in the face as she can. Going to be able to pull those feathers back almost in time. Pillar not there. Just going to have 3 members here. Wow, I can't believe Tristana survived on that one. Just barely. Those Soraka heals really coming in clutch. Here we go. 3 members strong here in the bottom lane. Looking to push out Xayah. Maybe grab a little bit of that first turret gold. Not quite enough damage. Still only 13 minutes in the game, and Tristana rushed that early call, which as you see put her behind in lane, was kind of a call going into a BF sword. Razinle kind of creep block right there. Has to chrono break back into his side of the map there. Just barely able to trade with Nasus here. He has run out of potions though, so he's waiting only on the Spectre's Cowl to heal him back up, and he's got a pretty hefty minion wave in order to keep him safe. Here comes Wukong coming in. Coming in strong. The stun hits. The Pillar of Flame is there. Kill going over to Brand. GSE Legend picking up his 4th of the game. Alright, Razinle here is where his Dark Seals are going to come into play. Lots of healing coming back onto him. He's used all of his stacks of Corrupting Potion. It's gotten him right back to full health from their previous engagement. While Nasus is sitting incredibly low, forced back to base. Wukong here doing a little bit of counter jungling. Trying to keep Udyr down, even though he is still ahead in CS. Not by too much, though. Comes Tristana not... Excuse me, he is an adopter of the Relic Shield, but it's, surprisingly enough, Xayah is not. She looks like she has the runes for it, but not exactly the items. Let me check out real fast. Let's see Xayah's rune setup. She does have Overheal, and she has Legend Alacrity. So it's kind of, she's done like a mixture of the 2 meta builds between like the Press the Attack, Overheal build, and the Target Shield.
However, whenever you mix things, it never really goes as well as you might imagine. Timewinder, second proc is going to miss out. Udyr is coming up behind. Razinle is in a little bit of trouble. The parallel convergence is coming out. Both members are going to dodge out of it, though. We move back into the mid lane, a little bit of action there. The phase dive, the chrono break, juking them out. Where is their ankles? Brought just enough time. Here comes Wukong coming in for the Cyclone. The damage there started up, but those Qs are hurting. The Spirit of the Sanzo, they are there. The phase dive back in, not going to get the stun off. The Nimbus Strike, though, looking to make the last blow. Almost up, the crushing blow, the phase dive. Razinle finishes off for the kill. The 2v1, where was Udyr in that gank? He was mid lane trying to get the damage there. Brand Ultimate thankfully comes back just in time. The Pillar of Fire is not enough. They are going to get a kill, and a well-timed turtle stance keeping him alive. Trading a kill back for his team there in the mid lane, desperately where they needed it. That shutdown gold is going to go over to onto Udyr. Forced out of his own jungle. Walks right into Wukong. So immediately turn around. Here in the mid lane, the bot lane, largely going even. With the exception of this item build. From the looks of the item build, Xayah is vastly ahead. Here comes the hook. Landing right down on this Rocket. Rocket jumped away, kind of wasted it out, slowed down from the thresh wall. Actually, no, he wasn't. Just looked like it because he turned around for the last second. Tristana has to bust her shot. Xayah away. Keeping Soraka alive. She did not burn her ultimate in that fight. Still got that in order to help around the map in case they ever need it. Morel and Namacon now finished out. On the Razinle is going to have the mana sustain as well as stop a lot of that healing, which is really going to help with Nasus rushing that Spirit Visage very early. Pretty much going to hard counter him, I would say, because you get massive amounts of AP, the heal reduction, the cooldown reduction, all that. Definitely the best buy. Udyr just farming up, just barely ahead of Wukong. Here he is waiting in the wings, a decoy to strike. The Brand passive is there to finish him off. And Brand there, just in the right place at the right time. Had his jungler for backup. Very well played. Look at the way Razen goes around. All these engagements pretty much always hits both procs off on the Timewinder. Able to sidestep in just the right way in order to catch it on the return. This guy Australian because he's working this like a boomerang. I believe he actually hit that. No, it was already at 2 stacks that time. Second turret of the game going to drop there in the mid lane. The combo, Brand and Wukong, they've been kind of like the gank bros so far this lane. Wukong been putting most of his pressure there, and it's been paying off well. Taken out between Udyr and Victor. Here comes Brando, looking to make his mark down here. The damage is there. The Tristana bomb, not going to actually get the kill. Brand picks that one up. The play back into the turret is going to cause Tristana to take extra little bit of damage, while Razinle is going to make a narrow escape from top lane. Still has Chrono Break though. Going to be overall pretty safe. Trying to find the damage. There it is. No, it is not actually. He's going to get bursted down. That slicing mail, excuse me, the Chaos Storm. There you go. The Chaos Storm going to completely finish out the rest of his health bar. Not give him any time to Chrono Break. Feels real bad, man. And while Wukong and Brand still kind of buddy-buddy, taking out that dragon, Ocean Dragon, first of the game, picked up 19 minutes. Decoy doesn't take him far enough. Udyr sniffs that one out, not to be fooled. Back in the top lane, a very deep teleport coming out from Razinle. He's got the timer on the blue buff, looking to take that out immediately. However, he doesn't see Udyr there. Now he does. Phase dive going in on him. That engagement has started. Meanwhile, Tristana catches out Xayah in the bot lane. Buster shots her right back into the rest of her base. The shield coming up. Razinle, he's in the middle of a lot of shit there. He still has Chrono Break up. The damage is there. The Wither, the Timewinder damage, not quite going to finish him off though. Nasus is going to be the one to pick up our boy Raisin. He might actually have a little trouble deciding whether to fight the ward or the blue buff there. That is still a full health turret though that Nasus is going into. With the support of possibly Wukong, they might be able to save this one. We'll see the way the map turns around. 6-12 right now, sitting on 20 minutes in the game. Waiting to see, there's where the mid-game team fights should start picking up. Wukong, he's got the Cyclone ready. Coming in first with a decoy. The Nimbus strike into the Cyclone. Damage is there. Mostly to clear out the minions though. Also pops Rising Sands out from Nasus. They're able to very easily clear out the majority of the mid lane with 3 members of red team. We're going to try to make a push here. Not too much you can do. Here comes Thresh. The hook lands, makes it to mark onto Soraka. She's going to get caged up and taken out. Zion doing a lot of that damage. Tristana, unfortunately, jumps too far into the back line. Here comes, wow, Nasus coming in with a perfectly timed teleport. Landing the Wither down on Brand. Hooked down. Chaos stormed up. Kill going over to Victor. He lands with just, lives with a sliver of life. As the blue team makes their way here into the mid lane, Nasus is going to try to face tank. Still a little early in the game to do all that, especially with no minions. Razinle, right place, right time, picks up the kill on Victor. And Wukong here, still trying to make this out of this one with his life. Not quite strong enough to fight Udyr head to head. Soraka trying to lend her help with the ultimate. Razinle in the middle of their entire team, looking to find that Chrono Brink, and doesn't use it. Interesting. Here comes Wukong, finds that Nimbus strike, crushing blow, dead Udyr. Saves his red buff. One back to his team on the red side of the map. Mid-game so far looking to go on the way of blue team. A pretty decisive team fight battle. Last one, it was really mostly red team being caught out. Soraka's poor vision right there. Did not see the Thresh in the wings. Got hooked up and taken down. A well-timed teleport coming out from Nasus. Got him behind the team in order to finish out that last kill. Here comes Tristana, a little caught out again. However, the gravity field does not stun him up in time. Makes that okay. Item builds right now, I would say for the blue team, AD carry definitely advantage. Mid lane definitely has red team advantage. And it's hard to call in the last two. Udyr has been having a pretty hard time this game. Really only one finished item other than the jungle item, whereas it looks like Wukong is moving towards a Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver combined with the Dustblade of Drakthar is going to give him insane amounts of damage. Not to mention that Nasus hasn't built any armor yet. Without any armor, looks like he's probably going for... with that longsword, I would say he's going for the Triforce next. So looking to get some more damage. It might be his downfall. We'll see though right after this engagement. Timewinder stopping Udyr up in his tracks. Remember, phase dive's not there. Conflagration stunned up Udyr. Timewinder trying to trade back damage, but he walked back. Not far enough though. Crushing blow taking Udyr down to half health. And this engage is all but stopped for the red team. Here we go, next minion wave. Next point of contention coming in. The parallel convergence is there, but there's no minions to back it up. Not worth jumping into that. This is now almost a 5v5 battle here. Happening in the mid lane. And Thresh, wow, misses a point-blank hook right into the middle of the red team. Here comes Wukong, looking to get the decoy right in the middle of everybody. He's going to find Nasus instead. The combo's going down. The Cyclone popped early. This guy, oh jeez. Premature. That guy has a lot of problems with his girlfriends. Flash in from Udyr, getting the stun off on Brand, but it's not enough. He's going to go down. The hook also landing onto Brand. He's got his ultimate going to pass it down onto Nasus. Buster shot it away. Not enough. Chaos Storm going to be the one to take out the rest of his team. Meanwhile, Wukong taking quite a bit of damage
in the enemy team's backline. The parallel convergence. Is it there in time? Yes, it is. Stunned up, taken down. Razinle defeats the enemy team's mid laner. Grabs up that red buff. Makes for a 4-for-2 trade. Here in the mid lane, Wukong just looking for that jump in there. There he finds it. Crushing blow. Half health down on the enemy team's AD carry. There it is. Crushing blow again. The Soraka heal again. Red team ace. Delayed ace, but an ace nonetheless. Still not enough time to get any sort of damage down on this turret. Udyr is here to stop anything like that. Lost the tower in the top lane as well. Crushing blow, silenced up, stunned down. The damage is there. Dead jungler again. Udyr in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they're going to lose a mid lane turret for that. 4 towers to 2 in favor of red team, with one of those just being lost on the red team's side up in the top lane to minions. I would say overall worth tier 1 for tier 2, especially in the mid lane. Certainly worth. Mountain Drake also going to go over to the red team side. Pretty easy call there. So far, Wukong has been all over the map, pretty impactful plays as well. Very unfortunate they threw off the Cyclone early in that last engagement to keep Nasus off of him. That would have paid off huge once Brandon got in there. We saw in the mid lane that they were all clustered up. That's exactly what you're looking for. It was a Xayah, Victor, as well as Thresh right next to each other. Would have made for the perfect Cyclone. C'est la vie. Next time. And they'll have plenty of chances for next time with a 20-12 advantage over the opposing team. Just got thought, Triforce finished out from our boy Nasus. He's trying to get the damage down more than be that tanky front line, which could prove to be his own undoing. With a severely behind Udyr as your next major tank, the majority of your team is going to get cut down very easily by this Wukong. Both teams sitting right next to each other, not even realizing it. Razinle is off in the top lane by himself. Meanwhile, Nasus is down in the bottom lane, looking to make his own pressure in the game. Whoever Victor's going to go in and check him up in the top lane. Not find him off quite in time. Victor and Udyr. He's going to phase dive back in on him. Maybe not. Here it comes. They're trying to find the Xayah. The damage is there almost. The gravity field, the Chaos Storm, a dead Razinle as he goes down in the middle of that stun. Udyr trying to make his mark in this game. Finally, he's going to get stunned up first, though. And here he comes. A new challenger enters the fray. Smite, not enough to finish him. The heal from the AD carry. Coming back in on him, the Cyclone. The damage is there. Stunned up, rooted. Not enough damage. Xayah going to return the kill against the red team's jungler. Very well played. Not enough members alive now to get any sort of pressure in the game. We have to back out. A 2-for-0 trade. Very unfortunate. Red team here got to ward up the Baron and head back into base. Buster shot just in time to knock Udyr out of her face. Thankfully, he didn't get that stun off. He surely would have caught up again, especially with that dead man's plate. We got 3 points into bear stance. This point in the game, that's going to be quite a bit of movement speed. Wukong from the red team is pretty far back into base, not going to be there in time in order to contest the Baron, and it is going to go over to the blue team uncontested. Let's see if they can do anything for it. 29 minutes in the game. First sign of life we've seen from the blue team. A little bit of overextensions coming out from Razinle and into Wukong. Cost them that last engagement, which in turn cost them the Baron. Overall, red team trying to do a good job of keeping all the waves pushed. Sasha in the bottom lane, Echo in the top, trying to make sure that that pressure is there in as many lanes as possible because they know that a singular member from the blue team can push a wave very quickly on their own. Pretty much anybody with that Baron buff. Wukong trying to throw the smite to keep Udyr off their backs. He's going to stun the monkey up right in time. Nothing. He makes it out A-okay. Razinle, parallel convergence. Does not get in range in time. Gets a little bit of a shield. Pretty much only negates one Xayah auto. Thresh, does he go back? Does not. 4 members of blue team into now the 5 members of red. Wukong is coming up. He's waiting on the wings, trying to get this engagement. Here it comes. Doesn't quite find it though. The decoy doesn't get in play in time. Meanwhile, Nasus doing work up in the top lane. Tristana, she's gonna get blown up. Thresh there with the hook and the kill. Taking down the red team's AD carry. Now we got a tank Udyr trying to get in on this. The flash hook finds nothing. Meanwhile, we have the damaged Nasus finds his way up top onto the inhibitor turret. So the Triforce gets you. It doesn't necessarily give you the tanky front line, but it does give you that split push damage. Cyclone blown on just the Nasus. Tons of damage traded back onto Razen. They're taking so much in return. Udyr, though, caught a little bit too far out. He is not as tanky as our dear boy. Thresh stunned up. Laser, Chaos Storm. That is going to be a 1-for-1 trade there in the mid lane. Brand for Thresh. Meanwhile, they're just looking to see who is going to check it out. Soraka, next one to join the fray. Laser down, half health. Less than half, excuse me. Sitting on a sliver. Good guy Xayah, donating up the blue buff to her mid laner. It looks like we've finally seen Victor start to come into this game. We're at that couple item spike from him. He's able to do some work. Not enough work in order to contest this dragon, though. 3rd dragon of the game. Looks like it's to go over to the red team. Virtually everyone going back. Baron buff is almost off. I would say there's probably not more than 30 seconds on it. I wish they gave the actual timer. That would be pretty helpful. In any case, Cloud Drake getting picked up. First one of the game. Recently trying to do a little bit of interference there. Just enough to keep Thresh off. Brand there, the one to check top lane. Going to be very difficult to keep down those super minions. As a spellcaster all by yourself. Nevertheless, he does a good enough job. And with tons of CDR under Razinle, we see those parallel convergences constantly going out, trying to deter any sort of engagement that the blue team might feel. And so far, I'd say it's done its job. Here comes Rocket Jump. Pushed out early from Deshaun and moves back in. Here comes the Nimbus Strike. Thankfully that silence was there to not allow Udyr to come back in on that engage. There comes Conflagration into the Fireball. It's going to miss. Ooh! Razinle takes a huge Huggering Strike. That damage is insane right now with the Triforce. Here comes looking for the Crushing Blow. The Cyclone should come out any second, but he doesn't. Laser is there. Lantern to save him. And now we have a very low 80 carry. Not to mention a big boy Nasus coming into the fray. Here comes the rest of the members of the red team are caught out. They're sandwiched in the middle of all the blue. Chaos Storm is there. A dead Brand to follow. Crushing Blow on top of the gravity field. He's going to stun him up and take him down. 2 kills now for the Nasus. He's going to get Buster Shot back into the team. Razinle gets a big stun off, but is it enough? No, it is not. Hunger Strike +6 onto the Nasus. Thresh picking up the 4th one. Victor picking up the last. Clean ace coming out from the blue team as the inhibitor turret is in their sights. This game looks to be all but over for Razen and the boys in red. As they're moving in there, we have no super minions right now. We're looking at another 15 seconds on the next member coming in. We do have super minions, excuse me. The top lane already pushed in there. Nasus already BMing at the fountain. And here we go, the last little signs of health coming out. Onto the Nexus. That is going to be GG for Razinle. Very unfortunato, but very well played game.
A double explosion. Very well played. Nice one. Going over to the blue team. .336 was your time.